guys, let's start out with the best team in the NFC West, and that is the San Francisco 49ers. So, Jaevon, if you could, please take us through the 49ers schedule and give us your game-by-game prediction for how the 49ers will do this year, and let us know what their overall record could be with your Shrek face.
Oh, well, I would be happy to, Shaun, and NFC runs through the Levi Stadium. That's all I'm going to say here. NFC is going to run through Levi's. You got to come here. That's going to be the constant all year. And I know I don't have an Eagles fan over here being.
Oh, he's in the comments though. So whatever you got to say.
Yeah. So pulling up their schedule here, and we're gonna get to it. Obviously we're gonna start on Monday night. And you got to put the best team on Monday Night Football, right? Opening weekend. Your best teams are going to be your standalone games. Like they put the Chiefs on Thursday night, and you got the Niners on Monday Night Football. So you got the Chiefs to start the week, the kickoff weekend. You got the Niners then the kickoff weekend. So got Uncle Aaron Rodgers coming to town. Last year, it was highly decorated on this show that I had the Jets being a dark horse Super Bowl team. And I did pick them to win week 1 in that game. They were plus money, put about $300 down for them to win.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers goes down 4 plays into 3. It was 3 or 4 plays. However many plays he played. He didn't finish the drive, goes down. I'm like, okay, Aaron Rodgers is hurt. He might have, I don't know what happened. He's coming out of the locker room.
His Achilles pops.
He's gonna walk out of the locker room. It's okay. He probably just, he's old. He probably just had to put the medicine gun to his thigh or something. He probably just tweaked the ankle. He'll be back out there. Schefter tweets out, Aaron Rodgers is not coming back. It's an Achilles. Once you heard Achilles, I was like, he's not coming back, is he? And then Schefter says, we don't know yet. We got to wait for x-rays and all that. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Aaron Rodgers is out for the rest of the game. Zach Wilson will start the second half. Once I heard that, I knew I was cooked. I knew it. But, old Josh Allen, he likes to throw picks.
4, I think, that game. The game went into OT.
Game goes into OT. I forget the guy's name that returned the punt. The savior who saved the
dude.
Day.
The dude who was a star on Hard Knocks.
I still need to get his jersey because he saved us in OT. It was just a magical. I'm getting on a tangent now because we're talking about the Jets. Needless to say, is Aaron Rodgers played 3 to 4 snaps in that game, and it's on Monday Night Football. He's on opening weekend again.
That's not going to be good.
This is opening week, so it's a lot. It's a lot for him, and he's going to come. They're going to try and give it their best shot. There's just a lot going on with the Jets in the off season. Him trying to get on the same page with, his receivers and him missing OTAs and all this other stuff about Nat Hackett having to almost bring in Arthur Smith to kind of help him out. Wink, wink with the offense. But at the same time, the Niners have had off-season drama. Obviously, we just talked about it with Brandon Ayuk. He wants a new contract. I mean, who wouldn't? With the production that he had last year, you would expect to get paid. And you're seeing a whole bunch of guys getting paid. And, you would assume that you would be compensated correctly. Also with Trent Williams. He's not at training camp. Let's not forget that he's the best tackle in football. He wants a bit of a pay bump. Obviously, Tristan Wirfs getting a new deal did not help us in that situation. But I think the yearly, he's off. I think it was by $3 million. The last time we spoke on this podcast who was the highest paid left tackle in football. But needless to say, a lot of storylines going into Monday Night Football. Niners versus Jets. It's going to be a high-rated game. Usually whenever Aaron Rodgers plays the Niners, I think he has a losing record against us. That's him going back, obviously, to his Green Bay days. So, with that being said, I'm giving the Niners a win here. I believe they are a 5.5-point favorite to start that game. You guys can quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that is accurate. So we're going to start off 1-0. Okay.
Kevin disagrees and says 0-1.
They play in Brazil, I think, week 1 on a Saturday or something. They play against the Pack. So is the Pack back? I don't know. We'll see. Week 2, good old West. We are coming to Minnesota. It's going to get cold like Minnesota. There was a report also that came out today about Jordan Addison. Had a DUI. They're saying we don't know about anything for suspension, but it's saying I saw something that he could be suspended for up to 3 games. So there's a possibility that he could miss this game. And last year he had that clutch clutch halftime
had him in fantasy.
Yeah, like he said I had him in fantasy. He's already cooked. Do we see JJ McCarthy in this game? Do we see old 49er quarterback Sam Darnold? Perhaps. I would love to see Sam Darnold in this game. Because he is a former San Francisco 49er, wanted to get his go find another starting job after being under Kyle Shanahan for a year.
He's still super young too. So.
I do think JJ would be the better quarterback in this position, but I'm not sure if they're going to start him. I've seen a whole bunch of weird propaganda about JJ McCarthy, him being the best rookie quarterback. He's only thrown like 1 interception in camp, and I'm like, it's training camp. I don't know how you quantify passes and all this other stuff, but that's neither here nor there. I do have the Niners winning. I do think Justin Jefferson will probably have a field day in that game. He didn't play in the game last year because he was hurt.
His hamstring last year.
Yeah, he had a hammy last year. So got the Niners starting off 2-0. Taking a little detour to old Levi South. Levi South is known as SoFi Stadium in LA. Gonna go see the old Rams and McVay in week 3. Saw another injury report about Puka Nacua.
Okay.
He is week to week. They said it's nothing serious, so I would imagine he'd probably be playing in this game. Cooper Kupp's coming off injury last year. Not too sure what Stafford's what his future is with the Rams, but he's playing this year under a restructured contract. You got no Aaron Donald. This defense they're trying to revamp the defense and make them fairly young and just go off of their draft picks. The offense should be good. I mean, as long as Stafford is playing and it's not like Brett Rippon in the lineup or Baker Mayfield. I mean, if Stafford's healthy, I feel like this offense would be very viable. My only thing is I'm kind of worrying about their defense. In the regular season, the Niners pretty constant. The Niners beat the Rams, so not really too worried about the Rams this year. That's just me. I could be biased, but
Rams might be really good, I think,
depending
on how healthy that offense can stay, because Matthew Stafford always, last year at least, was in and out.
And that's my only thing, is if he's healthy, then they could be able to make something happen. But I got the Niners starting off 3-0. They're pretty consistent against the Niners or against the Rams. So, oh yeah, we're going back home. Got the Patriots coming into town, and boy, are they a tire fire. You have a rookie quarterback in Drake May. You got a rookie head coach in Gerard Mayo. This team, I don't really know what the direction is of this team. What are they trying to do? They're receiving. I do want to be one of the guys to be out there on the receiving core, the newer receiving core that's coming to New England. 2 rookies that they got coming in, and Jalen Polk and Jaevon Baker. Jaevon Baker is a receiver out of UCF last year. I think he had 1,100 yards and like 13 touchdowns, something like that. Guy can play some ball. I think he's going to be a big help for this receiving core. Didn't really have a lot of separation from anybody. And they have Jalen Polk, kind of the other receiver that was at Washington alongside of Rome Odunze. He's going to be a guy that can be a speedy receiver and can create separation. So I think both of those guys are going to help them tremendously. But I think they're going to run into a buzzsaw on the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to travel. I can imagine the Niners will probably be a 13.5 point favorite in this game, double-digit favorite. when the time comes. And Drake May is going to struggle against the San Francisco 49er defense. And I got the Niners starting off 4-0. We got the Cards coming next week. Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be something that a lot of people are going to want to see. Hell, even myself.
That's going to be a nice
I would
duo.
like Michael Wilson is a guy who a lot of people aren't really talking about. Him and Puka Nacua were kind of two guys that I heard. TJ Huzmajada, who trains a lot of the young rookie wide receivers before the draft, and he was saying Michael Wilson and Puka Nacua were huge standouts. Besides all of the other guys that he was training, and Michael Wilson was having a great season until I believe he got hurt last year. So, would like to see what that tandem looks like coming in. The Niners kind of are very weirdly off and on with the Cardinals over the last couple of years. Like, I believe it was 2 years ago, Jimmy Garoppolo was starting quarterback. Thank God he's gone. And
he's a backup with the Rams now too.
Doesn't, and reports saying
For
he doesn't
now.
look good. He's struggling.
For now.
He's been struggling. So I don't know, man. I just, the Niners, man. Another W here. I just see a lot of W's on here. And it's teams that the Niners usually beat. So I'm not just talking out of my ass here. So the Niners are 5-0. Got Seattle coming week 6. Or actually we're traveling to Seattle. So that's Monday Night Football, I believe. I think that's a Monday Night Football game. Yeah. Geno, Sam Howell, who's the starting quarterback? You got McDonald.
It's Geno unless he comes unless he's injured still with
go ahead,
hip.
Shaun.
Thursday.
It's a Thursday night football game. Gotcha. Standalone game. McDonald, coming over from the Ravens. We'll like to see where they are at schedule wise when this game comes on, as we will get to those previews. Another victory, man. I see the Niners winning a lot of games this year. I'm sorry. We're just good. We're a very good football team. Starts to get a little tricky here. We're in week 7. Have the Niners 6-0 so far. Got the Chiefs coming home. Got the old Chiefs. And last couple times we played the Chiefs, things have not gone well. And that's even going to the regular season. I believe it was 2 years ago when we first got Christian McCaffrey from a trade, and he ended up playing in the game. Didn't play as much because he was still trying to learn the playbook, but they proceeded to whoop our ass that game. And even going back to the last 2 Super Bowls that we played the Chiefs in, they have beaten us, and we were up 10 points in both games. And then Patrick Mahomes pulls shit out of his ass.
And what's scary is that offense on the Chiefs got a whole lot better.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, last year the Chiefs had a down year on offense. A down year. And they won the Super Bowl. So you're like, hey, man, Brett Veach, Andy Reid, like, hey, Mahomes, I got something for you. I'm gonna give you Xavier Worthy.
Marquise Brown.
Oh, and by the way, Hollywood Brown. I'm gonna get you him.
Like
2 speed demons.
Second, third fastest player in the league.
And you also have Travis Kelce, and you got Pacheco running like a madman in the backfield. And maybe if he acts right, we'll get our other receiver back. But then for the meantime, you got Marquise Brown, Xavier Worthy, and you have Travis Kelce. It's pretty good, a damn good receiving core, if you ask me. So this is probably going to be the Niners' first loss. I would love to beat. I think it would not make me any more happier than to beat Patrick Mahomes at home in front of everybody. This is probably going to be this will probably be a standalone game. It's probably going to be the Fox game of the week. So it's going to be that 1:30-ish window. This should be the night game, in my opinion, because it's a Super Bowl rematch. But you know how things get technical with these networks, and the Niners majority play on Fox. So got the Niners dropping this one. We're 6-1 so far. But boy, do we got a bounce back game coming next week. Cowboys coming to town. Oh, Cowboys are afraid to come to Levi's. I'll just tell you that. We went to Jerry World a couple years ago. Didn't really have any problems there. It's not my fault that they didn't know they didn't have any timeouts and they weren't unable to stop the clock. Sorry, big guy. Dak sees ghosts when he comes to Levi's. That's all I'll say. He throws picks when he plays the Niners defense. I don't think I see anything different happening this year.
CD Lamb, I don't know how well he's going to play.
Where's CD? Is he going to be there? Is he going to be holding out? I don't know. I would
Yeah,
imagine
they could say Cowboys fans could say the same thing about Ayuk.
I would imagine.
Okay.
Yeah. You could argue that, but I think we got a bunch of other all pro bowlers here and there, everywhere. So I would imagine Ayuk would be here in this game. I think Dallas is going to take a step back this year. I'm not too high on them from a wins perspective. Last year, when Dallas came to Levi's, put up 40 on them.
George Kittle had a few tutties.
40 on them. That was a great day. That was just a beautiful day.
It was. I remember I covered game 1 of the WNBA finals that day, and then went to a sports bar in Vegas and just sat at the bar and just watched that game. And I was
loved it.
It's going ape shit.
Love it. So yeah, man, I don't need the Niners are gonna slap the piss out of the Cowboys. And the game is going to be on Sunday Night Football, so the world can see again. So the Niners are now 7-1. We are going into week 9 against the Bucks. Very respectable team. They won their division last year.
Well, I'm sorry. The week 9 is the bye week. Week 10 is the Bucks.
Week 2. Oh, so we got a bye. Thank you, Shaun.
Got you.
We are, I believe I'm 7-1. I'm 8-1 now. 8-1. Man, I know the Eagles couldn't stop them. I know the Eagles couldn't go in to enemy territory and defeat Tampa Bay last year in the playoffs. I think Baker is getting disrespected because he got the newcomer and Kirk Cousins coming into the division, so a lot of people are picking the Falcons to win. I'd still watch out for the Bucks though, because that division is wide open as it always kind of is ever since kind of Brady left. But this is going to be a tougher game than a lot of people are going to give us credit for. I do have the Niners winning this game, but I do think it's going to be a tougher game than usual. Usually when the Bucks play the Niners, the games are usually close, but I believe we played them last year and kind of won, or it was a couple of years, it kind of won convincingly. So have the Niners winning again. Hey man, playing Seattle, going back home. Niners are going to sweep the Hawks. Swept them last year. We swept them, I think, the last 2 years. So, I mean, hey, Hal going to save you, Gino? It's Gino. I mean, come on, man. We need something. You got to show me something, man. I don't really see too much from, the Seahawks this year, especially them having a new head coach and them missing the playoffs. So, a lot of turnover going on in Seattle. Not really too high on them. We'll kind of see where McDonald takes them this year. But they're going to get swept by the Niners. So now what? I'm 9-1.
9-1.
9-1.
I've been
You've been jotting
marking tallies.
There we go.
I've been marking tallies. There's a lot of tallies in that win column and not very much in the loss column. I love it.
We're headed to
9-1.
We're headed to Green Bay. This is going to be a very, very good game. It's in Green Bay. There's going to be a lot of weather. There's going to be a lot of elements I would like to expect in this game. Green Bay.
He's going to play very well in elements. He usually doesn't.
He's got a point there. Cleveland last year is another kind of exploitation of that. Green Bay has got a sour taste in their mouth from the playoffs last year. They thought they were the better team. Just a lot of things didn't really go their way towards the end of the game. I thought Purdy played out of his ass in that game, leading a comeback in that game to lead his team to victory. Jordan Love coming off the new contract. We'll see kind of where he's at. This is a game later in the season. So we'll kind of see how he's been bowing out. But I'm going to keep him consistent. I don't think Jordan Love should have had record-breaking
No, he
numbers
shouldn't have.
based off of half of a season. Now, I understand he had playoff success last year by stomping the Cowboys. Nothing could have made me happier. But I
That
mean,
made the world happy.
we just need to see more. So I would imagine the Packers would be playing well. I am going to go back to my statement of the elements are going to play a part in this game. Niners probably drop this one. It's going to be close. You're going to have to hope Purdy does not turn the ball over and kind of stays in it to keep, because when Purdy throws picks, he's going to throw 3 and 4 picks. He's not going to just throw one and hey, that's it for the rest of the game. He's going to Christmas last year, he threw 4 picks, it's like
4 or 5.
it was 4. Sam Darnold threw 1, so we had 5 picks in total. But I think the elements are going to play into it. Hopefully, it doesn't come down to a game-winning kick. We got to rely on Jake Moody. But I think the Packers probably drop this one. But when the game comes around, I'm going to pick the Niners to win. But for the sake of this segment, I'm going to say that we drop one to the Packers. Now, next week.
Now they're only 9-2.
Yeah, we're 9-2 now.
So bad.
We're going on the road to Buffalo. Another element game. You got one of the top quarterbacks in the league on the other side, Josh Allen. I think Purdy's going to have a lot to prove in this game going against one of those top guys. I do think the elements are going to play another role in this game. I don't think we played it's been in like 2 or 3 years since we played the Bills, and I think it was like COVID and the Bills came to town and just beat our ass. But I think that was like our JV team, and we just had Mullins or freaking Beathard out there just rolling out snaps because everybody was hurt. So, I just think Josh Allen is probably going to play well at home. A lot of people are kind of down on the Bills because they lost Stephon Diggs. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. But last year the Niners went on like a 3-game skid where it was just a month. It was just torture. I think we're going to go through another skid on this road trip, and we probably dropped 2 on the road in back-to-back weeks. So we're probably going to drop this game. I feel like it's going to be like close in the beginning, and I feel like the Bills are probably going to run away with it. So now that the Niners, I have them at 9-3. We're going into week 13 against a team who I'm very high on, and that's the Chicago Bears. We're going back home. I think this is a game that it's going to be a very fun and exciting game. Just because based off of, our last 2 weeks in my scenario, we have lost 2 games back to back, and I think the Niners need a little bit of give back going back home. I think the Bears are going to be just sky high. I think they have one of my friends who's a Bears fan said they have like the third easiest schedule in the NFL. And if everything kind of works out for them, they should cruise to one of the top seeds in the NFC. We'll see about that. But I'm very high on Caleb Williams, but I do think the Niners come back home and they bounce back with this game, making them 10-3. Got the Ramley coming on down to Santa Clara next week. The Rams, I just think we're going to sweep our division. I'm just going to put that out there now.
We own the Rams.
We own the Rams past couple of weeks.
Except for in that NFC Championship game.
Yeah, except for the NFC Championship game.
But we beat them twice that year. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yep.
So,
shout out to Jaquaski Tart. If Jaquaski Tart could have just caught that interception, then they would have gone on to win.
You don't have to remind me, son. I don't want to cry right now.
I'm sorry. I just gotta speak the facts.
PTSD. Yeah. I got the Rams coming. I'm not really worried about them. This is probably either a Monday night game or a Thursday night game. I'm Amazon. I don't see us losing to the Rams, so we're going to win again.
We don't lose on Amazon.
Yeah, we don't. And then we got next week. We're going to Miami. Welcome to Miami. Tua just got paid, so we're gonna see Tyreek Hill, the fastest duo, probably the best wide receiver duo in the league. I mean, you got guys catching 1,700 yards, 1,300 yards, like it's very hard to cover those guys. You got a mad scientist scheming up plays for you, and McDaniel, who was Shanahan's protege. So apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Fall too far from the tree. However, I don't really see us losing to the Dolphins. This was the game that Purdy came in. I think it was 2 years ago when Garoppolo got hurt and kind of just came in and started slinging it and kind of made Tua look lost on offense. So I think the Niners, usually when the Dolphins play like good teams, they don't really play well. So I mean, I get that they're at home, but I mean, it's Tua. I'm not really worried about Tua. I do fear their receivers, though. I will say that, and their play caller. I fear their receivers and the play caller. That's who kind of I'm worried about. Do I fear Tua? I do not. So I'm giving the Niners another victory. So we are at 12-3, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm at 11-3, to be honest.
12-3.
Yeah, so 12-3, we got them at. A lot of wins on the schedule. Got the Lions going back home. Obviously, this is the rematch of the NFC Championship game where the Niners proceeded to get their ass whooped for 3 quarters. Guys like what I did there, huh? 3 quarters, huh? Jared Goff played out of his ass. Jameson Williams, who I think is going to have a breakout year this year, is going to play out of his mind again. Obviously, you got the receiver star in Amon-Ra St. Brown, who bet his dog Jahmyr Gibbs. If you get 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing, I'll buy you whatever you want. Obviously, he's saying that because he just got a new contract, something that Brandon Ayuk is going to be seeking. I think this game is going to be close, man. There's all the Detroit fans on, are still, got a sour taste in their mouth, even though they just got good again like 2 hours ago. But I mean, the Lions are going to be a team that's going to they are consistently, I think, going to be one of the top teams in the NFC based off the core that they have. They re-signed Goff, they re-signed Penei Sewell, they re-signed Amon-Ra.
They re-signed literally everybody on that offense.
Yeah, literally, they re-signed all their guys, and Aiden Hutchinson, who I think is going to be a part of that core group. Is this going to be like a rivalry, like Rams or Niners Lions? Is this going to be like a rivalry coming in brewing, perhaps? I do think the Niners win. I do think it's going to be close, just like the NFC Championship game. This could be a rematch, to be honest. We could see this game happen again. And it's going to be at Levi's because, the NFC runs through Levi's Stadium. But I do have the Niners winning this game as well. We're at 13-3 in the season with the Cards. Yeah, we got the Cardinals. We're beating the Cardinals again. The game's in Arizona. Now hold on. This game could be. We might see the Pastronaut in this game because the Niners have locked up the NFC, and we're resting our guys. Everyone's got a week off, so that could be in play. But for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to say that everybody's playing in this game, and the Niners sweep the division once again, and we beat the Cardinals, and the Niners finish 14-3. We would be one game better than we were last year. We're 13-4 last year. But I do think the Niners, we're gonna win a lot of games. So there could be some other games that a lot of people might say, hey, you guys might lose the Lions, or hey, you guys might beat the Bills. I feel like a lot of these games are interchangeable. But I think we're gonna go 14-3 this year.
All right, perfect. Well, Jaevon,